Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Trash, I see you. All right, everybody. It is Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you know what time it is, y'all. It is, let me put y'all up. I can make sure y'all can see. We got to be able to see the show name in the background, right? We got to be able to see the show name. There we go. Okay, it's the two at the top, Mojo. Oh, it's my special. Y'all, we're going to do something a little fun for those of you that got here early. Or on, I should say on time. If my friend is ready. Not the entanglement, but if our musical guest is ready. But guys, it is Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What is how did the guy that like the camel that does it on Wednesday? What day is it? What day is it? Nika! It's Entanglement. It's Entanglement Tuesday, y'all. Nika, I miss you, by the way. I know that's not part of the show. Y'all, but we always kick the show off with some music, right? I always have the song playing in the background. But we're trying out some new things, right? So we're gonna have a little bit of a different introduction to kick this very special episode of Entanglements off today. Minus performance.
Y'all ready? Come on. Every Tuesday on Entanglements. Every Tuesday of the week. Every Tuesday is Entanglements. With Itsjillybaby. Every Tuesday we Entanglements. It's Itsjillybaby. You wanna find my relationship. So it's the of the week. Entanglements. Every Tuesday of the week. Entanglements. With Itsjillybaby. Entanglements. To the conversation deep. Every day of the week. Every Tuesday of the week. Entanglements. With Itsjillybaby. Entanglements. Every Tuesday of the week. Entanglements. Turning into conversation so deep. Every Tuesday of the week. Of the week, every Tuesday of the week. There you go.
I love it. Y'all give it up for Mo. Mojo, please. Mojo made his own entanglement remix and all the backgrounds and everything. Did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch that he laid the beat down with us real time? He laid the beat down with us real time.
I did. I did. I did. I
He
did.
did it each part, each part. I love it. I love
Every part, every little nugget there,
it.
taking a chance. I was like, oh, it's 50 people in here. If I mess up, it's not going to be that bad.
Well, then you gotta stay and bring it back at the end. At the end, we gotta hear it one more time.
I know. I
And then
know.
you gotta hear
I
it one more
know.
time because now I have
At
to
the end, yes, I have to do it again.
do it again. So I like listen every Tuesday.
Of the week, every Tuesday of the week. All right.
It's Jilly Baby.
So,
That's what I mean.
Itsjillybaby.
But
All right, I'm gonna bring it back at the end. Enjoy the
yeah,
show.
y'all make sure y'all hit Mojo with the fave, guys. Mojo has his show Name That Tune every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday, 2 p.m. and 2 p.m.
And I will be
And
on
you're gonna be there with Skylight next week. It's
Tuesday.
gonna be lots of fun.
Yes,
We had a lots of fun. If you were there this afternoon, we had a lots of fun with Epsi, Dell, and Highlight. So it was pretty fun. So,
love it. All right, y'all make sure you hit Mojo with the fave.
later, guys.
Missed it. He's gonna come back at the end so you can hear the entanglement jingle. All right, y'all. What a great way to kick off the show. Again, welcome everybody to Entanglements with me. It's Itsjillybaby. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Those of you that are new here, welcome. Get comfortable. All of my regulars, please make sure if you see somebody new in the space, you help them out, help them get comfortable, help them find a seat, have an adult beverage, a snack. What is an entanglement? You have the beautiful side of love and you have the messy side of love. And here at Entanglements, we like to hear stories about the messy side, a complicated, compromising relationship or situationship. We talk about it here. A few house rules before we jump into things. One, this is a show stream, so it's not my usual stream. So if I don't say hello to you or don't say thank you for the gifts, please know, charges to the show, not my heart. Just know that I appreciate it. Gifts are appreciated and encouraged. And hello and welcome to everybody. Two, these are people's real life stories. I don't hear these stories before they come on, so I'm hearing it for the first time just like you. So we're finding out together. So in the comments, you are always welcome to have fun and kiki, but let's keep it respectful to the guests who are coming on to share their stories, okay? And lastly, I'm not too sure. I didn't see if Jess was in here. I'm sorry. I was looking up at everything, but if you see Jess there she is. All right, if you see Jess in the comments, y'all, please make sure if you have an entanglement or you know somebody who has one, please make sure you favorite and hit up Jess. And as I say every week, please don't make my admin work harder than she needs to because she is already on top of things. So if you put your hand up for an entanglement, she's going to contact you immediately. Please get back to her. Please don't make me have to chase you down. We don't like to do that. But if we have no entanglements, then we have no entanglement Tuesday. And people are going to be upset at 8 o'clock on Tuesday because they're not going to have any entertainment for now. Any case, I think that's everything. Did I miss anything? All right. Well, last week, guys, we did a follow-up and a recap show. So we don't have a recap, but I do have another entanglement to tell you before we get into tonight's entanglement. And we'll see if you guys can guess this one. For those of you that have been long-time entanglement attendees, we'll see if you remember this particular entanglement. All right. So if y'all are ready for this story, I need to see drink emojis, snack emojis, what you drinking on, what you snacking on in the comments, please. Drink and snack emojis in the comments. You're definitely not new. Your name is on the wall behind me. Drink and snack emojis. All right. I like a lot of wine. All right. So this particular entanglement, we're going to give the person's name. We're going to call this person Pam. Okay. Pam's entanglement. It's not really the name, but if you guys can guess later. Pam. So we have Pam, we have Jay, we have Nay, we have Erica. All right. So Pam and Jay met at work. They had different shifts. So they would usually see each other when shifts were switching. Well, they ended up, so when Jay was getting off, Pam was getting on work. Well, Jay had been messing up at work. And Pam was very clear that she was not taking the blame for anything. So she snitched. She did. She said, listen, I didn't do this. I just got shift. I just want to make it clear. Well, come April, they were put on the same shifts together. And Jay was proverbially late. Like he was always late. Pam was like, listen, what's going on? I can't be doing this by myself. You need to be on time. And she figured out that he would like get a ride to the train. And then when he would get there, then and then he had to get another ride from the train to the job. So he just had to do that because he didn't have a car, he didn't have his license, he didn't drive, right? Well, she starts to help him, right? And says, okay, well, I'll pick you up from the train and we'll make this a thing and I'll get you to work so you can get to work on time. Well, they start spending time together and talking, and Pam finds out that, he has a girlfriend that he lives with. Pam made it clear that she was like, didn't faze me. We're just talking and just work together. Well, they exchange numbers. They start texting. Pam and Jay start texting. He starts talking about the bad things in the relationship, kind of dumping. Y'all know that when someone starts like sharing extra about their relationship. So one day they were on lunch break. They went on a little lunch break from work so they could go. They were having a theme day at the job. So they were going to go look for like a superhero costume. So they were going for like superhero day. So they did a little shopping. And then as they went to get something to eat, they went to Wendy's. Pam called this Wendy's their quote unquote first date. So they went to Wendy's. As they were leaving, they were like by the car, and Pam goes to lean in for a kiss. And Jay kind of like, leans back, and Pam says, oh, someone's scared, and just kind of does that. Pam was, throwing it out there. She just said, well, someone's scared. They left, went back to work. So while they're working, Jay, later on that day at the job, sneaks up behind her, turns her around, and lays a kiss on her. Remember, Jay has a girlfriend. Jay lives with his girlfriend. Well, from that point forward, they just went back, continued business as usual, their little routine, and they'd spend time together. And it started to get so bold that, remember I said Pam used to pick him up from the train to take him to work? Pam is now picking him up from the house. Pam is picking him up from his house that he lives in with his girlfriend. So she starts picking him up. This started back in April, so now it's May. And in May, apparently Jay caught his girlfriend cheating. He caught Nay. Nay is the girlfriend. Jay caught Nay cheating and says he wants to break up. Tells Nay, I want to break up, and he's now going to date Pam. So now he's dating Pam. They're dating for 6 months. But guess where Jay is still living? He broke up with his girlfriend. He's dating Pam, but he's still living with Nay. Don't ask me. Have any of y'all broken up and then still lived with your former significant other for a time? How long? How long do you stay in that space until you leave? And are you dating? You lived together for a year and dated? And dated? 2 days, yes, 8 months, and 6 months, and I almost could. All right, so maybe not so much because it was a damn lease. So Jay is still living with the now ex-girlfriend Nay. Pam is still coming by, picking him up. They're still doing these things. Well, it got 6 months in. It got to Pam, and Pam was like, "Listen, you need to move out. You need to move out. I'm tired of coming over here. She comes over I got to come over to the house when she's not here. We can't be there. You got to move out." She put her foot down. I need to move out. But he said, I don't have the money to move out on my own. I don't have this. So it became a thing. The mission now was to help Jay get his money so he could move out. Well, remember, they work together. So they go to work and review time is up, and they go in and it's time for people to get a raise. Well, they got a raise. Jay got a raise and Pam got a raise. But guess who got a bigger raise? Guess who got the bigger raise? It wasn't Pam. Nope. Pam, who'd been there the longest and working hard and being on there. Jay got a twice as much higher raise than she did. He got twice more than what she got as a raise. Didn't sit well with Pam. Wasn't really feeling that. And but they continued to date. That's fine. There's those of you that work in most workplaces, it's usually taboo, right, for you to date your coworkers, especially if you're in a management subordinate position, right? So at the job, it was something that they kept under wraps. They didn't say anything. Well, y'all, in comes Erica, all right? Erica apparently has been feeling Jay, has been on the side, like hitting him up and been on the low. Well, Erica snitched on the relationship. Went ahead, told upper management that they were dating and XYZ. Pam and Jay lied and said, no, that's not what's happening. But they did get put in separate stores. So they're now separated. And Jay is working in the store with Erica. And now Pam is working someplace else. Well, Erica had been working on the DMs, putting in some work that Pam didn't know was happening. Pam needs to go and leave for a vacation. She needed to get away. She needs to go. During this time that they're now together, Pam had helped Jay get his license, helped him get his license so he could drive. So he goes and drops her off at the airport. Drops her off at the airport. She's gone for 7 days, y'all. 7 days, vacation. She feels great. She comes back. Jay picks her up, and the energy is off. He's just real short with her. His vibe, like, it's just not the same. She just said he started, like, acting out. She left for 7 days. She came back, and his energy was just real. Something wasn't sitting right. Has that ever happened to any of y'all? Have y'all, like, kind of gone away and you kind of had a little break, like vacation, you come back, and then the person that you were, like, that you're together with, and you're like, what is this? Like, something is not right. He is just acting really, really funky right now. So remember, he's still living at the house. So she's not hearing from him. He picks her up, drops her off, whatever, and it's just really short communication. So she says, you know what? I'm gonna just roll up on him and check on him at work. Remember, they're at different stores. So Pam rolls up on Jay at the job. And she says, what's been going on? He said, no, I've just been going through a lot. I'm gonna come over when I get off. She's like, all right. So she goes home, stays up late at night, hears nothing from him, doesn't come over. Pam is not feeling it. Pam wakes up the next day. Pam goes on Facebook. Coworker Erica just had her 21st birthday last night. Scrolling through the pictures. Guess who's all up in Erica's 21st birthday pictures? Guess who's all up in Erica's 21st birthday pictures? Good old Jay. Jay is out there in the pictures, all in the, what did they say at the source word? You want somebody all up in your music videos, all up in the background, just get it. Jay was all up in these pictures and videos. Pam is upset, okay? Pam immediately starts blowing up the phone, no answer. Calling, texting, no answer. She has to go to work. So she grabs her work clothes. She drives to his house. Sees his car in the driveway. She said she walks up to the parked car and she stands by the car, 1 foot on the tire. 1 foot on the tire. A very subtle, I'm touching your car, but I'm not touching it. You know what I mean? Like, when you was a kid and you used to, like, put your finger up like this, they'd be like, I'm not touching you. Listen, 1 foot on the car, she said. And she says, a girl walks out of the house with a trash bag. Random. And she says, I need you to get Jay. She doesn't know who that is. She just, I need you to get Jay. The girl goes back in. A few minutes later, a car pulls up. She said a gold car pulls up. 2 young girls and an older woman hop out of the car. She said one of them had a scarf on and some fuzzy slippers. I believe one of them was pregnant, and then there was an older woman. Girl pops out, and all they say is, you here to see Jay? And she said, yeah. What happened next, y'all? I need y'all to put 2 and 2 together. What happened next? What do y'all think happened next? Car rolls up. The 2 girls start jumping her. Finds out the girl that came out with the trash bag, that's Nay. That's his girlfriend that's been living there. So now they all fighting. The 2 girls, the scarf, the fuzzy slippers, the girl Nay with the trash bag, and the other young girl, whole fight breaking out in the driveway. Jay finally brings his butt out, breaks the fight out, breaks everybody up. Pam is like, I think her lip was busted and bleeding. And Pam is just out there like, why would you do this to me? Having this whole argument. The older woman that pulled up is Nay's mom. Nay's mom is like now laying into Pam, like, what are you doing here? You know that they're still together. They never broke up. Like, this is crazy. Jay gets Pam to leave. Pam tries to go to work. The job says, no, sis, not with your face looking like that. Go ahead and go home. Go ahead and take the week. Take a week off. She took the week off. Jay was still, during this time where all this happened, Jay is still calling Pam, trying to be there for her. And she's like, what's going on? 2 days later, after this happened, y'all, Nay reaches out to her and just says, hey, I just want to speak woman to woman. That turned out to be even messier because she just wanted to harass her, ended up trying to take her to court. Nay ended up getting put on probation. Whole long mess. We did find out that Jay was on the app. Indeed was one of Pam's supporters. Nay and Jay got back together. Pam since removed herself from that situation. But I believe when this entanglement happened on live, she, I think Jay was here lurking in the comments. We tried to figure out. Do y'all know whose entanglement that was? Do y'all know whose entanglement that was? Does anybody know whose entanglement that was? Yes? Nope, you don't know who's that. Well, if you know, you know. I don't think that she is here. I let her know, but I don't think that she is here. But she's been taking a break off that. But certainly one of our more entertaining entanglements, especially at the timing. And when I tell y'all, some of y'all are some detectives up in here. I believe by the time the show was over, several of you had identified who this person, what the other person was on these apps. No, not all entanglements are app related. In fact, today's entanglement, I think, has nothing to do with the app. We actually have, it's usually like half and half, off and on. But you're welcome, love. All right, y'all. If you can guess who the entanglement is in the comments. You can guess. But if not, we can keep moving. But I know why y'all are here. I know why y'all are here, because y'all want to hear a brand new entanglement. A new, can we get there? Yeah, you can guess the answer. You can guess the answer. You can guess the answer. Go ahead, throw a guess. Not of who is on tonight, but whose entanglement that was. Can you give us the answer? If you guess it, I will tell you. If you guess whose entanglement it is, I will tell you. Okay. All right, y'all. Tonight's entanglement. Oh, boy. You know, we just gonna do it like this. We're just gonna do it like this. Y'all spam the emojis. Y'all spam the emojis of tonight's guest. Can tonight's guest go ahead and request the box?
Whenever I'm down, all on you, my friend. A helping hand you give. My time on me,
Oh my God.
You gotta rock to the chorus, because that's your part right there. Y'all know the word.
But you should know that I got your back. It's automatic, so never
Take to call.
'cause I'm your sister.
All right, y'all. Y'all type them words. You know it. You would call it what? My best friend.
My best friend. Hello.
Okay. All right, y'all. Y'all who don't know who this is best friend. Tonight's entanglement guest is best friend. Oh, my
The
bad.
box do not like me. Hopefully it goes good.
Hold on. Tonight's guest is top badge best friend. I apologize. Top badge best friend. Let me make sure I put some respect on the name. Best friend. So I was in Best Friends Live talking to her. She was like, when are you gonna let me get on your show? I said, you have an entanglement? She said, yeah. I said, well, we can do that this week. And here we are.
You're embarrassing me.
Okay, so hold
Sorry,
on.
my dog.
So a few, right? Just a few rules, right? Featured show. So you already know because you have your featured show. No
I
curse.
do.
Let's take it slow. We're gonna go slow. Let me ask some questions. Do you mind if people would like to sit in the box while you tell the story? They'll just be across the bottom and they'll be muted. Or you can say no. You can be like, no.
We can throw them in there. We can throw them in there.
If anybody wants to get in the box, request the box now. We need to have 3 people. If there's not 3 people that want to sit during the story, then we're not going to do it. You have your chance now. If you'd like to sit there and get faves, I don't know. You could do that too. We need 3 people though, so we're not going to do it with just 1 or 2 people sitting there. Listen, listen, it looks. All right, here we go.
Tiger! Rella!
Lord, this is interesting. We're gonna mute them all. All right, y'all. So those of you that are on screen right now, you get girl,
Right.
and we got ex-wifey. Is that what we saying?
And then you can add E for everybody after that. You can just put a E.
Okay.
Big old E. It's a lot.
All right. Is the Trinidadian girl is
She's in the main story. She's in the main story.
With the Trinity girl happen to be from the Bronx? No. No.
No. She's from Hollywood.
Okay, got it. Okay. E for everybody else. Okay.
Everybody else. There's gonna be a lot of everybody else. So I'm gonna say E's.
Well,
It's not an app story.
If we have Mississippi Pimp in here, then for sure. Okay, so when does it start? Give me a time period. Where are we starting? What's the time period? You can just give me like month and year or just a year.
Once upon a time, I was 29 years old.
Okay.
Looking for a man.
Okay, and when is this? Like 20? What year?
So I'm about to be 35. So about 5.5 years ago.
Okay, so we talking like 2016, 2015, 2016.
It was about 15. It was December. It was December 18, 2015.
Ooh, you remember the exact date. Oh, this is.
Mm-hmm. It was our anniversary.
Okay, all right. So December 2015. All right, let's go.
Yeah. So what happened was.
Somebody else.
Huh?
So the girls already there. Go ahead.
So what happened was, I got this phone call from my sister one day, and she was like, oh my God, I got a man, and I was like, congratulations, and she was like, it's funny because I was just telling Mom, you beautiful, you educated, you smart, but you're gonna be lonely for the rest of your life.
Your sister said that to you?
Mm-hmm.
Out the blue?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Does she talk like this to you often, or?
No, she told me good things. I'm beautiful, educated. I'm gonna be single for the rest of my life. So then I was like, no, I'm not. So then like 2 weeks later, I go to Vegas. I'm laying across her floor, and she's like, girl, have you heard of that Plenty of Fish app? I was afraid to tell her that I did until I seen she downloaded the app too. And she was like, let's go. Let me see if I can find you a man. So we was like scrolling left, scrolling right, scrolling left, scrolling right. And then by the time I got back home, I noticed that somebody, I had a lot of, dings. But a lot of people was turning me down because I lived like 2 hours away from LA at the time. And everybody I was trying to find was in LA.
Okay, so your sister has this phone call. 2 weeks after the phone call, you go to see her in Vegas.
Right. And she helps me find.
She says, have you heard of POF? You act like you haven't.
Right.
But she put you on, and she says, we're gonna find you. We're gonna find
She did.
Right. Find you a man. And so you get on and you start swiping and getting active on the dating site side.
Right.
All right. Welcome to those of you that have just joined us. Welcome to Entanglements with me. It's Itsjillybaby. We are getting a best friends entanglement. If you just tuned in, you're right on time. Best friend has just found the POF app with her sister. So you were getting responses from your profile, but
responses. I was like, oh, I'm gonna find the man of my life.
But you were
and then, so what you say?
The DMs were like you were getting responses.
The DMs was popping.
But you were too far. They kept saying you're too far away.
Can you get her? But then they kept saying that I was too far away. So then I finally had this bald head dude, you know what I'm saying? He looked like Morris Chestnut. He was all buff, you feel me? And he said he was a Southern, gentleman and stuff. And I was like, oh, I ain't never had one of them before. So then, so I was like, but nah, I ain't gonna reply back. So I kind of like dubbed him for like a couple weeks.
Is this Mississippi Pimp? Is this the entrance?
Yeah. So I dubbed him a couple times. I didn't reply to his messages.
Okay,
he was so pushy.
Hold on. So when he slid in the DMs, do you remember what he said to you in the DM? Like what made you besides?
He said something like you cute or where you from.
So it's real generic, but he looked good.
But he looked good.
Okay.
He looked good. He looked like Morris Chestnut.
Okay. And he was a Southern gentleman. And he said he was a Southern gentleman.
Yep. So.
Okay. All right. So you curved him.
I didn't reply to him because something was off. Something told me to run. Something told me to run. My spirit told me to run, but a week later I was desperate and I came back.
Ladies, how many of y'all have had that and you do you listen to your spirit? How many ladies have listened to your spirit when it says run? Be honest, how many of you ladies have listened to your spirit when it said run? Okay, two, okay, I wish I did. Okay. Hold on, I should rephrase the question. How many of you listened the first time it told you to run? How about that? How many of y'all listened the first time it told you to run? Okay, see, I see it's some people change up a little bit. Okay, all right, okay. All right, so something said, nah, not to do it, but a week later.
Don't open the message.
I got it, but a week later, you were desperate.
I opened the message.
Okay.
What was in the message now was his phone number.
Okay.
So I was like, you know what? My daughter's asleep. I'm lonely. I got Jaheim playing in the background.
Wait, which Jaheim song?
Put That Woman First.
Hold on. I want to make sure we got you telling this part of the story. We got to put you in the right mind frame because we want to make sure we get the details. Okay. All right. So we go. Okay. Here we go. We going just play it lightly in the background. Right. All right.
Ooh, it's gonna set the mood. Yeah. So as I called him, he was like, "Hello." I said, "Huh? Hello." Now something told me to hang up the phone because his hello was a little slow.
Because he said hello a little. What time of night was this? What time of night?
It was like 12 o'clock, 11, 12.
Okay, so he could have been asleep, right?
Nah, he was up. He just got from work. And so, but I thought it was his sexy voice though. He was like, "Hello."
Okay.
And so,
but that was
I didn't really understand everything.
That was your second warning though, right? Because you said your spirit in the hello told you shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, that's the second warning. Yep. Second warning. Okay. Yep. I should have hung up.
Okay.
Because I don't date any got squeaky voices. So, I should have ran, but I didn't. But I was like, screw it. I'm not gonna talk to you, whatever. And maybe his voice would get manly over time. So we was talking, and he was telling me about he lived in Tunica, Mississippi, and his mom and how he treat women like goddess and queens because they have sisters, and He's new in town. He's been only here for about 6 months, and he's getting his feet wet. And he told me he was a licensed fitness trainer. He was open his own gym. He was the head manager at Costco, and he lived in Woodland Hills, which I used to live in Woodland Hills, so that was relatable for me. I'm like, okay,
And he's
Valley.
he's in your area now, is what you're telling me, right?
No. He used to live where I used to live.
Got it. Okay, you saw one. Okay.
So I'm like, okay, and then so I was like, well, I live all the way in, let's say Waterland.
Okay.
And so he was like, Waterland is only an hour and a half away from me. Like, that's an easy drive. I'm like, an easy drive? Because every other man told me no.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, he was ready. Yes.
Okay.
So then I was like, okay, cool. So when you want to see me? He was like, how about this weekend? I was like, yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes, I ain't had no attention in forever. God is good.
So when you decided to call him, is this all happening in that one conversation, or is this
all
happening?
this is happening in one conversation. We talked for 3 hours, for 3-4 hours, like we was like back in school.
So 3-hour conversation, and then
we went from jogging to Mama, go get her.
what's she doing?
She's biting the umbrella. I'm so sorry. I got a new puppy and she is damaging everything.
0 to 100 real quick, right? So you have put that woman first in the background, and now God is good because you got this 3-hour conversation.
Yeah.
He is telling you all of the things that sound good. He's getting his life together. He's got a job. He's trying to open a fitness center. He has no problem driving the hour to see
No
you. So
problem.
Okay, so you said that weekend he agreed to come out and see you.
That weekend. Well, no, it's not that Friday. It was a Friday. Sorry. So that Friday, I said, well, I'm a mom, so my daughter's in school, so you got to come while she's in school. He said, okay, no problem. I worked in real estate, so real estate, you can make your own hours. So I'm like, I bet, come around like 12. I pick her up about 5. So he came down about 12:30. He got out the car. God is good. He had the white beater on. And it was like his muscles was like pulsating out of his shirt. Like, I was like, oh my God. And when he hugged me, he like picked me up off my feet because, I'm 5'2". So I was like, God is so good to me. Yes.
Okay.
And so we talked.
He smelled good? Did you have cologne?
He smelled good. He smelled like that, like old Curve. I like a little Curve in my life.
Like
I like
Curve
a little Curve
cologne, men's Curve cologne.
Yeah, the blue bottle, girl, the blue bottle.
Okay.
So I was like, oh my God, like I was like, I'm liking this.
Okay.
So then, we went to go pick up. My daughter took some pictures. So I was like, you gonna go to the mall to go pick up these pictures with me? And so he went to the mall with me. I kind of showed him around. He was buying some other stuff, whatever. And I realized I was having such a good time with him that it was 4:45. And we had to pick up my daughter at 5.
Hold on. Have y'all ever been on like a date or a first date or a meeting and you just lose track of time? Like, that's how you know that's a good day. Where you like, it was just lunchtime, and now the sun started to go. That's a sign of a great time to enjoy yourself. Those of y'all here just joining us right now, welcome to Entanglement with me, Itsjillybaby. We are in the middle of Best Friends Entanglement. She's just met somebody from the Plenty of Fish app. She curved him a couple times, had some warning signs, but at this point in the story, she says, you know what? Give it a chance. They had a 3-hour conversation that morphed into the Mississippi pimp coming down to see her. They just met. He got out the car. He looks good, smells good, picked her up off her feet when he hugged her. All of the good things are happening now, y'all. But he came down and they went off. This is at noon, and now the time has just like that has passed. It is 4:55.
And I gotta pick up my daughter.
She's got to pick up her daughter at 5 o'clock, and I'm assuming you're not close by. So
No. So I picked my daughter up, and she is 5 at the time, and she looking like, Mama, who this man? And I'm like, dang, like, don't say nothing crazy. Cause my daughter be saying something crazy. I'm like, don't say nothing crazy. Don't say nothing.
Okay, I have a question for you. Do you have, as a mom, do you have any like rules or like guidelines or anything of like bringing?
Yeah, I don't bring nobody around my kids, but this I had no choice. He had two. He was either like meet me at the mall, and then I get you an Uber. You Uber to the car.
Right.
Take back to your car. You know what I'm saying? We figured it out. But at this point, like I kind of like not I liked them, but I was like kind of feeling them. So I was just like, just sit there, don't say nothing.
Okay.
So when my daughter got in the car, my daughter or whatever, like she was on it, but then she was like, Mom, I'm hungry. Mm-hmm. I was like, so he was like, you want me to take it away from to eat? And I was like, well, she ain't she ain't no McDonald's type of kid. He was like, what she want? My daughter was like, Thai food. So that's. And so we sat there at the Thai food restaurant, and my daughter told all my business within that hour. And then we went back to the house. He gave me a hug. He left. So then the next time that we got together, this was like maybe about 3 weeks later. We get together. No. So he calls me. He's like, hey, I want to meet up with you. Because every time we meet up, we always have my daughter. Right? Okay. And so, or I'm busy or I'm trying to rush.
So question. So how many times, so for after this first meeting, how often are you guys seeing each other?
We only seen him like 2 other times.
2 other times, okay.
But it was like quick.
Okay, all right.
So the next time he hits me up, it's a little bit before Christmas. It was like maybe 2 days right before Christmas. I get a babysitter. I'm excited. I got a babysitter. Y'all know moms. I don't know if there's moms in the but you know when you finally get a babysitter, you like, oh. So I'm excited. Like I shave. I put on my good outfit.
Hold on. Between this next meeting, all right? So is this meeting this is the third meeting? This is like
meeting number 4.
Okay, so the conversation between your first meeting and then everything's good. No red
Everything's
flags.
good.
You have a good.
Yeah, in my mind, my boyfriend.
In your mind, you didn't have to talk. Y'all didn't say we're together.
You didn't have to talk. Keep my boyfriend in my mind.
Okay, so that's your man. Okay. Okay, so you see each other this 4th meeting. This is meeting number 4, literally. You get
meeting number 4.
Okay, you get a baby.
So, but this is how it happened, though. Meeting number 4 was technically not really meeting number 4. So this is what happened. So he hits me up and he's like, hey, come hang out with me. So I got him on Snapchat. He told me I'm gonna go to the bar right down the street from my house until you get there. And I'm like, bet I live an hour and a half or whatever. Go do your thing. So I'm watching my man in my mind at the bar. He getting it and stuff. And so I drive all the way to Woodland Hills. I finally find his apartment. I'm like, dang, this is nice.
This is the meeting or this? Wait, this is meeting.
I'm at his house. Okay. Number 4.
With the babysitter. So you got the babysitter. All right.
Right. With my uncle. So I pull up and I hit him up. I'm like, I'm downstairs. He's like, oh, I'm not there yet. I'm like, but I told you 30 minutes ago, like I'm 30 minutes away. He was like, yeah, but I'm not there yet. I'll be right there. I'm like, bet. So I wait. I fell asleep. I ain't gonna lie. I fell asleep. I woke up. He still ain't came. He ain't called. 2 hours go by. I'm calling. Now I know he alive.
Hold on.
I know he alive because the Snapchat is letting me know exactly what he's doing in real time.
Hold on. You waited 2 hours.
See, the way it was, I didn't want to drive all the way.
It's a yes or no question. Did you waited 2 hours?
Yeah, I waited.
Okay, in the comment, like we just going to ask because we just audience participation here. How many of y'all would have or have done that before? How many of y'all would have?
I love y'all.
I have, okay, all right. So you have just driven out there. Here's the kicker, though. How many of y'all is it not one of the most annoying things that you get a hold of and you see their social media, what they're doing exactly when they're supposed to be with you? So you still sat there those 2 hours and watched it On his snap, what is he doing on his Snapchat? Just having a good old time, like you in the
dancing, he taking shots. But mind you, it's not like I was right around the corner. It's not like I can drive back home right around the corner. I would have to drive an hour and a half, and where I live, it's a grapevine. So the way the grapevine works is sometimes it freezes over. And so I was like, if I leave right now, I may be stuck going back. So I'm like, I might as well just, just kind of just sit here and see what it do before I can go back. So anyways, we're going to whatever. That happened. I drive back home because I didn't want to wait no more. I was eating my Jack and the Crack the whole time, just mad with a whole attitude.
And what is he doing? Is he trying to call you? Is he trying to reach out to you, or he's just ghost at this point?
He just said, I'm on my way. The only thing he keeps saying is, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I'm on my way.
I'm on my way. Like 4?
It was a lot. It was like maybe 10. Oh, gosh. On my way.
All right. 10.
So it's on my way.
When you finally leave.
Right. So I drive back home. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to go get my daughter because my daughter going to be like, Mommy, so you have your date? So, because she be busting my bubble and stuff. So I just went back home, act like I had a whole date, and just laid down by myself. And then that morning, he hit me up, and he's like, what you doing? Like everything was cool.
Okay.
So I was like, so you really just going to, at this time now, I'm going off on him. I'm like, da-da-da. He's like, oh my God, let me make it up to you. Blase, 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 blase. So at this time, mind you, I've never been to his house, inside his house. Okay. So I'm like, he's like, well, come over tomorrow and I'm going to cook some dinner for you and your daughter. Because I know you have your daughter. I'll make sure she's really comfortable. I know it's your first time down. I promise, like, it's going to be whatever. So I'm like, bet. So me and my daughter, we go down. We go to the house. He didn't cook, but the pizza was good. The pizza was good.
He said he was gonna cook, and he ordered pizza.
Mm-hmm. The pizza was good. It was good. It was.
Yeah, can we get some pizza emojis in the comments? Pizza emojis in the comments. Can we get pizza emojis in the comments?
I like pizza. My daughter likes pizza.
The pizza. All right.
So we ate some pizza, and so what he did was his bedroom. He cleaned his bedroom all out, Lysol, bleach, and he had my daughter in his room with a cartoon and everything. I was like, okay, I was impressed because he made the room all for her. You feel me? So I was like, okay, cool. And so now at this time I was celibate. Now I've got to add this in. I was celibate. So I legit was celibate for 9 months at the time. Now I made it very clear to him that if we weren't going to be serious, I'm not giving you none. Okay. So we didn't go to the bedroom. So my daughter's in the bed. She's laying down. She's doing her thing. I go. We in the living room. We in the living room watching TV, watching like Martin or something. I don't know. And I little y'all ladies, y'all know one of these. And I'm like, no. Yeah, and I'm like, no. And I did, Chris, I did. I eventually did. We did. My daughter's sitting right here, so I can't tell you what it did, but you know what we did. We did. And I felt so bad afterwards because, like, it wasn't supposed to happen, but he was so aggressive or whatever. And so, boom. So then the next morning or whatever, boom, boom, me and my daughter, we go back home. Now, at this point, we're talking, we're seeing each other more, and he's like, I don't want you with nobody else. You my girl. We together. I love you. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, mind you, I haven't been with nobody in a very long time. So I didn't say it back, though. I'm like, okay, whatever. But you gentleman. And so this is where it gets juicy and goosey. So now, Valentine's Day, 4 days later. And so he's like, hey, my dad just called me out the blue. I got to fly to Memphis, Tennessee. My dad I got to go to Memphis. And I'm like, and I didn't want to be rude, but I'm like, dang, on my birthday. I didn't want to be rude, but that's what I was thinking. I ain't gonna lie to you. Okay. So he's like, yeah, but how about we just celebrate your birthday this weekend And then I'm gonna leave on like a Monday, Tuesday, and I'll be back by next week and it'll be Valentine's Day. And I'm like, I bet. So we go out. He like, oh my God, I can't wait. Oh my God, I can't wait. I'm like, what you can't wait for? Let me know. He like, oh, I'm about to make you this juicy steak. And when you know what I'm gonna buy you, I'm bougie. So when he says he's gonna buy me something, I thought it was gonna be like a Louis Vuitton, a Chanel, a gas card, McDonald's card.
From the first, I just wanted to be clear. From the first time you went over there and he said, I'm gonna cook dinner for y'all and ordered pizza. From that moment up until where we are now, had this man cooked anything for you?
Some protein pancakes.
So no. So he is now saying for your birthday, I'm gonna make you this steak. I'm gonna do all these things. All right.
Yeah.
Excited. You excited. All right. But the only thing he's cooked for you in the last 2 months is protein pancakes.
And turkey bacon.
Mm-hmm. All right. I just want to make sure we can clear. We gotta get down the details. All right. So let's just recap. If y'all are just tuning in, entanglements with me, Itsjillybaby best friend is getting into the juicy part of her entanglement. It is about to be her birthday. Mississippi Pimp, who's now her boyfriend, right? This is your man now, right? Because I mean, in your head he was your man. He said on your head. Right? He has some unexpected news, says, hey, I have to fly to Memphis. My dad is sick. But we're going to celebrate your birthday this weekend. And then when I come back, it'll be Valentine's Day and we'll do these things. So, Mississippi Pimp has now said, I'm about to do it up. I'm about to buy you some. I'm about to cook you this steak. And he just painting this beautiful picture.
Yeah.
All right.
I go to his house a day before the actual birthday event. So, I'm looking through the refrigerator. I don't see no prep. My daddy told me that, steak needs to be marinated overnight. But I'm like, maybe, I don't know. So I was at his house. I don't know what I was doing. Prior. But I was at his house chilling, whatever. While he was at work.
Okay.
So I'm in there chilling. I'm like, what you about to go do? He's like, oh, I'm about to go, because remember, he a personal trainer on one of his jobs. So he was like, I'm about to go work out with one of my clients. She's she's training for the LAPD. Okay. And I'm like, okay, that's nice. I'm like, she got a man? Because I just want to know that. He was like, yeah, she got a man, whatever. Nobody want her. Nappy weave. Nobody want nappy weave. You feel me? Nobody want her. Like, you see what she look like? Nobody want her. And I'm like, you right, And
ladies,
so.
Hold on now. Ladies, is that a flag? Does that do anything for y'all when somebody maybe goes out of their way to talk about how terrible somebody else?
Yeah, that is a red flag. Yeah, that is a red flag. I know that now. But back then I was like, yeah, she ugly. And then so, I'm sitting there, whatever. I got my clothes laid out or whatever. I call him, we gonna eat. He was like, yeah, I got you, da-da-da. So he walked through the door. He ain't got nothing in his hand. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, oh, what we're going to do is we're just going to go out to eat instead. So I was like, I knew this. I'm like mad, da-da-da, whatever. But I ain't going to lie. I still want to see what he's going to give me for my birthday, right? So I'm like, whatever. So I get dressed up, looking like a whole snack. Hello. And, he looked at mighty fine, too. And I'm in there. I ain't gonna lie, I'm upset, whatever. But I'm like, whatever. Like, you took all this time to go work out with this heifer, but you can't go get me my steak. So then we go to Cheesecake Factory. I ain't gonna lie. I order, when they ask you what do you want for the drink? Only because it was a Cheesecake Factory. I could have went any other where. I ordered a tea, a soda, liquor, and a bottle of wine.
You worked your way. You went from the bottom up. You just went from the bottom up. You said coffee.
I ordered everything.
Okay. As you should.
Everything. Take me some Cheesecake Factory. So then we went to like this club or whatever. Jamie Foxx was doing. Mind you, this is Woodland Hills, y'all. So Jamie Foxx was doing like a premiere for one of his like album, his songs. So we went there, and it was good or whatever. I like Jimmy Fox, so he kind of got brownie points for that. And so we went there, and then, so we go back to the house, whatever, and I'm feeling good off of, you know, the Jamie Foxx. So he like, oh, I can't wait for your birthday gift. And I'm like, oh, he go in the refrigerator. I'm like, why is my birthday present in the refrigerator? Maybe it's a cake. I don't know. So he goes in the refrigerator and bring out a big bottle of Hennessy. I don't even drink Hennessy. I just started drinking Hennessy after I left him. So I was confused.
Okay, hold on. So, did you order steak at the Cheesecake Factory? Not that it's good steak, but did you get steak at all?
I didn't, but I gotta at the time, because it was like a Valentine's Day special thingy, I got like a big old like lobster tail with a whole bunch of shrimps.
Got it. Okay, so
extra on shrimps.
So let me get this clear. He comes home, no steak. Says we're going out instead. Disappointed. But you get dressed, looking like a whole snack, ready to celebrate. He takes you to the Cheesecake Factory. I like Cheesecake Factory, but this is a special occasion. I know I'm thinking maybe a little higher, but you end up at the Cheesecake Factory. So in your feelings and situation, you order everything, all the drinks, you get all the specials, whatever you can. Takes you to a club. This is making up for it. Jamie Foxx, little listening party, everything. So you feeling good, feeling great. You come home,
right?
This man gets excited and says, oh, like, I can't wait till you see your birthday present. Like, gets you hyped.
Yeah.
Proceeds to walk to the fridge and pulls out a $30 bottle of Hennessy.
I mean, it was the bigger one.
$99 bottle of Hennessy.
It was about 75, yeah.
Okay. And he was hyped when he said this. He was excited. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Just want to be clear. All right. And you don't drink Hennessy?
I don't. Okay. I'm a wine drinker. I like Patron, if you ask me.
Okay. All right. So he pulls this bottle out. He goes, yo, babe, happy birthday. And then you say what?
I know you. I can't say the other word. I know you. Beep. You got me beat. Seriously, I couldn't get no beat. Right? So at this point, I'm ready to leave. And he like, no, don't leave. Yes, I gave him some because I was drinking prior and he was my man.
Y'all skipping ahead in the comments. Turn the comments off, best friend. Turn the comments off. Hold on. Okay, so you cuss him out, Hennessy bottle. You cuss him out. And what does he say to recover from this Hennessy bottle after you just cursed him out?
It's a gift. This is a gift for you. I'm giving you this. Now, this is the thing is, that's all he said. Like, this was for you. I told you he's a Mississippi pimp. You know how pimps are. So in the middle of the conversation, now this is where the kicker go. In the middle of the conversation, I'm cussing him out, whatever. He gets some. The next day, I take a shower. I sit on the couch. No, this is what it is.
No, what I'm saying is you end up giving him some after he cusses up.
I did. It's my birthday.
He said, this is my gift to you. Accept it. And when he just lay a kiss on you and then you just forgot that you just got a bottle of Hennessy?
No. I can't say that when he whipped out, it wasn't in the refrigerator. But what happened,
so you got hypnotized.
Yeah. So I was like, let's just use the Hennessy. So we used it. And but then the thing is, so what happened was we got it cracking, and then I took a shower the next day or whatever. Cause then I'm sitting down. Now this is the kicker. This is where the whole story gets bananas. I'm sitting there, and I never noticed there was a pink chair by the office. Never realized there was a pink office chair by the office. It wasn't until I was sitting down until I realized there was a pink chair by the office. I said, Mississippi Pimp. He said, huh? I said, why is there a pink chair right there? He said, what happened was when I first moved down here, the church, they had a whole bunch of furniture, and so
He did
So
not
I
bring the
was,
Lord into this. He did not bring the Lord into this.
he got the chair from the Lord house. Yeah, so I was like, now something was a little suspicious. I was like, So he said he had to go work out again with nappy weave. I'm like, again? Again? So when he left, I'm like, I'm about to go through his stuff. I'm about to go through his stuff at this point. So then I started kind of like going through stuff. Or Sheen, I see Combs, he ain't got no hair. I remember I left my toothbrush there last time I was there, and the toothbrush was gone, and my soap was like away underneath the counter. So I went in a thing, and I seen like this shirt, but it looked like it was like 9 of me. I said, she must be big. Like, what is going on? I'm like, she can't be. Like, I'm just confused. So then he came back or whatever. And then, as ladies, when we go through men's stuff, we try our best not to let them know we just went through your stuff.
You put everything.
So I'm like, I'm going to keep it together. I'm mad, but I'm going to keep it together.
Right.
So then I go home and I'm like, whatever. And I don't say nothing. I'm mad the whole time. I go home at this point. I'm like I'm going to cool it off on him for a minute. So then, like 2 days go later, and I barely call him. He's calling me, texting me, but I kind of like give him the side eye. Anyways, I get a phone call from him, and he's like, "Hey, I'm not gonna be able to. I'm going to Memphis with my dad. I'm not gonna be able to spend time with you, blah blah blah. But I'm gonna do my best. Whatever." He goes to Memphis. He spent a little bit of time with me. He comes back. Right. This is where it gets spicy. When he comes back, I told him, okay. It's the day after Valentine's Day. However, like I went to Forever 21. I got this little piece or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, I missed him. And I was like, oh, I can't wait for you to see this, right? And he was like, well, it's Nappy Weave's birthday.
Valentine's weekend?
He was like, you want to go? Now, ladies, when a man asks you, do you want to go? They really don't want you to go. And I'm like, no, I don't want to go to Nappy Weave birthday party. No. So then he was like, I bet I'll call you later then. I'm like, bet. I don't want to go to Nappy Weave birthday party. Something told me, now I wanted to see what was going on at Nappy Weave birthday party. Because I wanted to be, so I'm like, let me go on Instagram and type in Nappy Weave. So Nappy Weave didn't come up. So I typed in just Nappy. When I typed in just Nappy, she pops up.
Okay.
Now Nappy Weave profile was private.
Okay.
So I was like, she don't know me. Let me just send her a friend request. Bop, right? So then Nappy Weave took forever to reply all day. Like, can you accept my friend request, Miss Nappy Weave? She wouldn't reply. Bop, bop, bop. Right? Unrequest request. Unrequest. Maybe if I keep doing it, she'll get the hint. She didn't get the hint. So eventually, so I hit up Nappy Weave. I said, like this, dear Nappy Weave.
Hold on. She hadn't accepted it yet. So
and responded. And jumped in the DM.
I'm just gonna jump into the DMs. Okay.
Dear Nappy Weave, I've noticed that you've been spending a lot of time with my man. I understand that you have a man, and I'm not trying to come at you. This is from woman to woman. I'm just like, have y'all ever slept together or anything? Because I'm confused why he always be with you and love best friend. So then Nappy Weave responded back like 30 minutes later. Nappy Weave says in so many words this: first of all, best friend, I don't know who you think you are. This is my man for the last 7 months. I love him. He loved me. We together right now. You got me messed up, and it's just what it is. So then I get a phone call from him. Ring, ring. Mississippi Pimp, what you want? Did you really just jump in her DM? That is so childish of you. Childish? You ain't about to turn this around on best friend. So I'm like, bet, I'm never talking to you again. Leave me alone. Boo, boo, boo. So 3 days go by. I don't hear from him. I don't. And then after 3 days, he wound up calling me. And I'm like, what do you want? And he's like, we need to sit down and talk. I've learned later in the relationship, yes, because it's a relationship that happened. Later on in the relationship, I realized whenever he said we need to talk, is because that was his way of working his way to get back in front of my face. That's what I learned later on. So this is the first time he ever did this. Let's talk. So he gets him back in front of my face. I'm going to call the girl right now, Nappy Weave. I'm going to tell her that I don't never, ever want to talk to her ever again in life. I said, you better talk to her right now. So he calls her right now and said, I don't want to talk to Nappy Weave. Leave me alone, Nappy Weave. Nappy Weave, like, whatever. I ain't got to call you no more. And he's like, Nappy Weave. I said, delete Nappy Weave number. Bet. He delete Nappy. We talked to Nappy Weave together. Nappy Weave is out the question. That's what I'm thinking. So then I brought up the pink chair. I said, yeah, while we arguing, because, ladies, we do this. While we argue, I might as well bring up all the other stuff that's bothering me, too. Who that pink chair belong to? He's like, oh, that's my, that was the lady at the church. Blah, blah. I said, I bet. Whatever. We're going to go with the church. Whatever. So now I'm thinking we in love. Now months go by. Nothing happens. He finally says, I'm going to move out the apartment in Woodland Hills. I'm going to move in with you. I'm going to drive back and forth. That got a lot. And he goes, I'm going to give me a little condo in North Hollywood. Just like something very small. Just so when I cannot, you feel me? So just so when I can't come home, I have somewhere to go because these Airbnbs are killing me. I'm like, bet. I'm like, show me the apartment. So he shows me as he's, signed the lease, blah, 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 blah. So then now we about September. And so once again, best friend, losing weight, looking like a whole snack. Yes, a snack. And so he left his iPad in the bathroom.
So quick question. After all of this, like from the time he cut off Nappy Weave and you ask about the pink chair again, all these months, everything is good. You don't have any more
everything's good. We good. We good.
Feeling good. Okay, everything is
good, girl. We good.
Okay.
So then, so now we, like I said, this is about September now, and he says he has to go see his mom at the end of the year. So I'm like, bet, Now his mom, we got to go back to Tunica, Mississippi, and I'm like, bet, whatever. So, like I said, at the time, I just became an Apple user. I never knew what Apple. I didn't know how I use Apple, right? I didn't know iPads, you can call people and text people from iPads. I didn't know this. So when I go in the bathroom, he just was in there. So I'm about to put on my sexy clothes and stuff. And then I want to play some music. You know how us ladies, we perform better when we got music.
Right.
So then, so I went on the iPad and I tried to find the music. But then when I went to go try to find the music, it said missed call. And I said, missed call? How we got a missed call on the iPad? That don't make no sense. So then I slowly closed the door and I locked it so I can go through everything. And as I'm going through everything, I said, I know you lying. He done told people, I love you. I'm coming home. What you want to eat? I see Cash App sent.
Did you say people? As in,
you making my blood pressure go up. I'm sorry. Like, woo,
people. So is this?
That's the E. That's the everybody.
But where did he get X? Is ex-wifey? Is ex-wifey in there?
We ain't got there yet. She in there. We about to get there.
This is only an hour. Come on, sis.
I know. That's what I'm trying to go fast. So I come out half naked, right? And I'm like, what's going on? He looks at me. His eyes is big as all outdoors. He's looking like, oh my God, what is going on? I'm like, who is this? He's like, oh my God, can you just let me explain? So Nappy Weave is saved on his phone under Job. Every time his job was calling, it was really Nappy Weave.
Okay.
Ex-wife, I called her because he always used to talk about him, So I clicked her name and I'm talking to ex-wife. And I'm like, what is going on? She was like, girl, first of all, you need to be careful with him because he found somebody on some dating site, not POF, but this other one in Memphis. That the 2 days after we got married, I found him cheating on me or whatever. You got to be careful. Like, he is a liar, blah, 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 blah. And I said, well, yeah, because when he moved out his Woodland Hills house to be with me. She was like, girl, that wasn't his house. That was my apartment. I kicked him out because the neighbor told me that it was women running in and out the apartment. I said, so that was your pink chair? She said, that was my pink chair.
Wait, the ex-wife, that was her apartment? She wasn't living there, or she was?
She was a traveling nurse. So, you know, traveling nurses, they're always everywhere.
Yes. Oh.
Right? And they got a divorce. And so he decided to move to California. And so she wanted to help him kind of get on his feet or whatever, from moving from one state to another. And so she allowed him to live there. And then she was like, yeah, he been meeting a lot of people on POF Meet Me. And, you know, this is sidebar, but I always be thinking like, dang, what about one of my friends, the people I be gifting on here? Maybe one of them from LA haven't reached out. I be thinking that in my head because it was a lot of them. But anyways, that's the story. So she's like, yeah, girl, that's my pink chair. I moved out. I kicked him out. Boo, boo. But he wound up getting some apartment in North Hollywood with this girl named TG. I was like, what? He told me that was his apartment. She was like, no, girl, he moved in there with some girl named TG. And I'm like, I know you lying. At this point, all he doing is looking like this. He can't even help it. So then I called TG because I see she next on the phone thing. TG like, you are a home wrecker. You trying to wreck my home. I love this man. I was like, girl, that's first of all, he my man. Second of all, he never home. Why? Like, I ain't gonna lie, he never home. So how did you think he was your man? Like, when I said this man was never home, he was always at home with me.
So what she said?
So I'm confused. Like, he even took off 4 weeks and he was at home with us every single day. You live way in North Hollywood, it was just 2-hour drive. It's not like he can leave real quick and come back. So she was like, yeah, I knew something was wrong. Huh?
You still wanted to keep him after you heard all of this? So you still told TG, this is my man and I'm sticking with him?
Well, because I gotta act like a thug. I gotta let her know what it is. I gotta act like a thug. Right? Don't come at me like I'm the side chick. You feel me? I ain't the side chick. Right? So I just let her know I ain't the side chick. So I was like, first of all, you got me messed up. Boo, 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 boo. So she crying, oh my God. Can you please, Mississippi Pimpy, can you please tell her that you don't love her? He was like, I love her. No. So, I mean, this is what's going on. So he's like, this is what happened. So he's like, this is a Tuesday. He's like, he stayed with me the whole time. He called off of work. Friday, he's like, let me go home. Well, not home, but to TG, the house. Whatever I got there, I'm going to clear it out. I'm coming back. Like, you ain't never, whatever. It's us. And I ain't gonna lie, I was dumb, y'all. I know. You been dumb. Yeah, we dumb. So I was like, whatever. So this is where the ending of the story happens. So then he like, let's go to Vegas and let's go enjoy ourselves. And who could turn down a Vegas trip? Right? Okay. So he's like, let's go to Vegas and if you want to leave me after we get back, then boom, you can leave me.
Okay.
So we go to Vegas, we come back home. I checked the Apple Watch, the same thing happened. I kicked him out. It wasn't just a repeated cycle. I mean, I can go on and on. If you want to, you can have part 2 next week. We just go on and on. Make a long story short, 2.5 years later, the cheating just kept with the E. Is this what Eve come in? Everybody, it was woman after woman after woman. POF, some app called Coffee Meet, somebody Coffee and Bagel or something like that. Mm-hmm. It was just people after people, and I got so tired of waiting up for this man. And no matter how fine he was a little slow. I found out when I say he was just like, yeah, he was a little slow. But once I kicked him out, I threw all his clothes by the garbage can. I gave him 30 minutes to get it. I think somebody got it before he came because the clothes was gone. And he was mad to me. I owe him stuff. I'm like, I owe you nothing. And then so the girl the last girl he cheated on me with, he with her to this day.
Probably still cheating. Woo! Okay, that's a lot.
He still $60 today.
Okay, we ain't got enough time for that, y'all. Just so y'all know, it is 9:17, so we are not featured anymore, so we can cuss. Let's get this recap if people have questions, but we can cuss now. What kind of bullshit was you on, sis? Okay, are y'all ready for this recap? Y'all ready for this recap? Can you put some drinking snacks in these? I'm gonna get through this recap as quick as I can. It's a lot. Yes, the shots. Oh, go ahead, drinking snacks. Let's go. Okay. All right. Best friend. We got best friend. We got Mississippi Pimp, Nappy Weave, TG, ex-wifey, and everybody. So they started back in 2015. Okay. So it started with a phone call from best friend's sister. Best friend's sister, called and was just like, I got a man. She was excited and then proceeded to let best friend know you're beautiful, you're educated, but you're going to be single and alone for the rest of your life. Which sparked a trip 2 weeks later. She went to go see her sister in Vegas. She's laying on the floor, and sis says, have you heard of Plenty of Fish? Best friend didn't want to admit to that, so she said, no, what's that? So sis got her on Plenty of Fish, made a profile, swiping and getting everything together. DMs were popping off. Best friend was interacting, but they kept saying she's too far away. Well, eventually she comes across the Mississippi Pimp. She said he was bald, looking good, looking like Morris Chestnut, and, Southern gentleman. She curved him for a little bit, the DM said something in her spirit said, don't open the message, don't do it. But 7 days in, she said, you know what? Let me go on ahead and open that message. She said it was late night. She had, Jaheim was on in the background right here. Daughter was asleep. Open the message. DM had the phone number. She said, you know what? I'ma just, it's late. Everybody's asleep. I was having a moment, so I'ma just call him. So she called him. She sit there, picks up the phone, calls him. He says he's a little sexy. Hello. She said, red flag number 2. She said, I don't know. It's a little squeaky. Kind of sounds so, but she said, you know what? I'm gonna go with it. Had a 3-hour conversation. I know y'all have had those when you meet somebody for the first time. You just have great conversation. 3 hours talking about everything. He's talking about, I'm gonna treat you like a goddess. I was raised with sisters. I'm a personal fitness trainer. I'm trying to open my own gym. I'm a manager at Costco. Just laying it on thick. Sounds good. Best friend gives him the information that has been the barrier for her this whole time. Says, well, this is where I live. And he says, that ain't nothing but an hour away. I have no problem with that. Best friend said, hallelujah. God is good. When you want to come see me? He said, this Friday, I'll come see you. No problem. So she said, all right, my daughter's going to be at school. Why don't you meet me at noon? So he comes down. She says he gets out the car looking good, muscles popping, smells good, hugs her tight, like lifts her up off, all of that movie stuff, hitch. It's just one thing, foot up, everything, all of that. Picture all that. So they get together, spend the afternoon together. And when you're having a good time with somebody, the vibe is good, the conversation is good, time just flies by, right? Flies by. And all of a sudden she looks down and it is 4:55 and she has got to pick her daughter up at 5 o'clock. Oh, so she says, all right, listen. We're just going to have to go pick her up together. We don't have time to get back to the car to do this. She doesn't normally do that, but she had to do it this time. So they go pick up her daughter. Pick up the daughter. Daughter's like, who is this? And he says, well, she said, I'm hungry. She said, now listen, my daughter doesn't have regular tastes. Daughter says, I want to get Thai food. So he goes and they go get Thai food. In this whole process, she says her daughter tells all her business because that's what kids do. But everything went well. Like overall, everything went well. So they start to, continue talking. Everything's great. They see each other a couple of more times. It's good. Well, this one time comes up. This is their 4th meeting and she gets a babysitter, y'all. Gets a babysitter, single mom. She says, you know how it feels like when you get a babysitter, you are free. You get to go out and this is about to be tonight. So she got her, got everything together, got herself, she said she shaved. She got everything right, making sure she looks good. So she starts to head out to his place. She sees on his Snapchat that he's out at a bar. Cool, no problem. It's about an hour, hour and a half drive for you. I'll let you know when I get close. So she's 30 minutes out and she says, hey, I'll be at the house in 30 minutes. Gets to the place. He's not there. He is on his Snapchat still at the bar. Best friend says, hey, I'm here. He says, I'll be right there. I'm on my way. Best friend falls asleep. Continues to see the Snapchats. Best friend sits there for 2 hours, y'all. About 2 hours. About 10 I'm on my ways later, finally decides to just drive back home. Drive back home. The next morning, gets a message like nothing ever happened. Next day, he's like, hello, hey, what's up? And she's like, excuse me? They have their little back and forth. She's upset. He goes, all right, listen, come over tomorrow. Like, come over. I will cook, bring your daughter. I will make up for it. I'll make sure everything's comfortable. Just come through. Best friend says, okay, come over. Place is nice, makes it comfortable for her daughter. He cooks a fantastic meal in the form of ordering pizza. So they have pizza. He makes his room up for her daughter to go and watch cartoons, make it nice and comfortable. They're out in the living room, just watching Martin, she says, or something. But, they start, first time kind of alone together, not alone, but together, getting a little touchy-feely on the couch a little bit. And at this time, best friend, she's been celibate. She's been celibate. She hasn't had none. It's 9 months in. Well, whatever was happening then, she gave in. She gave in. They had sex. I didn't ask. Was it good?
I stayed with him for 3 years.
It was great. Okay. So they ended up having sex. She said the next day she didn't feel good about it just because she was like made it clear that if you weren't going to stick around, she didn't want to do that. So they leave the next day. When she leaves, he's saying, I love you. I don't want you to be with anybody else. We're together. So from this point forward, what best friend had in her head at the time that they were together is now fruition, right? It's come to fruition. He says, we're together. So fast forward to around her birthday. Her birthday's coming up, and Mississippi Pimp says, hey, listen, my dad's sick. Something's come up. I got to go back. I got to go to Memphis. So I'm not going to be here, but we're going to celebrate this weekend. And then when I get back, we can also have Valentine's Day. So we'll celebrate. Just come over. He says, I'm gonna cook you a steak. we're gonna do it up. We're just gonna have a good one. I'm gonna cook you a good meal. It's gonna be great. We're gonna celebrate you. Mind you, Mississippi Pimp has, between now and the pizza that he ordered, has made protein pancakes and turkey bacon. This is the only thing this man has cooked.
It was good too. It was good.
But he says he's going to cook this whole birthday meal together. So best friend gets to the house. He's not there yet. Gets there, looks in the fridge. Fridge don't look prepped for any type of big meal that's about to happen. She checks on Mississippi Pimp. She says, hey, where you at? When are you going to get back? I'm here. He says, oh, I'm busy. I'm training nappy weave. I'm training nappy weave right now. She's training for the LAPD. I will be back as soon as I'm done here. Gets home empty-handed, no groceries, no nothing there. And she says, well, what about you? He says, you know what? We're going to go out instead. Best friends not happy. That's not what you told me, right, ladies? Sometimes it's just like, it's not about, I don't mind going out, but that's not what you told me we were doing.
Right.
So she says, all right, fine. Puts her birthday outfit on, gets cute, takes her to the Cheesecake Factory. Again, nothing wrong with the Cheesecake Factory, but it's my birthday. This is already not what I was wanting to do or what I was expecting, but now we're at the Cheesecake Factory. So to make herself feel better, best friend orders everything. She goes to the beverage menu, orders from the bottom up. We got water, coffee, tea, soda, non-alcohol, lemonade, alcohol, bottle of wine, everything. We just check all the boxes.
4 cheesecakes.
4 cheesecakes. She ordered everything, everybody, everything. So runs it up at the Cheesecake Factory. He then takes her to a club. Happens to be a Jamie Foxx listening session. Great. So best friend's been drinking. We feeling good. He's making up for it. Get back to the crib. Get back to the crib. Mississippi Pumps and he's like, oh, I can't wait for you to see your birthday present, babe. She said, oh, okay, nice mess up, but the birthday present. He's definitely got me with the birthday present. This man walks over to the fridge, y'all. Opens the fridge. Pulls out big old bottle of Hennessy. You heard me. Pulls out big old bottle of Hennessy and says, happy birthday. Okay, y'all. 1, best friend don't drink Hennessy. Okay. 2, best friend a little bougie. That's just not what she was expecting, y'all. But he hit her with the, after she cursed him out and said, I know you fucking lying and I can't believe that you ruined this. I mean, his name is Mississippi Pimp, y'all. He just told her, but I got this for you. And then he whipped it out. He whipped it out. She got clearly a little digmatized, forgot all about the Hennessy, the non-cooked steak that she didn't get. And, it's her birthday, so why not? She did it like it was her B-day. Did it like it was her B-day. Woke up the next morning, she says. Woke up the next morning, and she says she showers. She sits on the couch, and she looks over to the left, and she notices a piece of furniture she'd never noticed before, y'all. It was this pink chair by the office, a pink chair. She said, where's a man, a pink chair? So, he gets out and showers. She's like, what is this pink chair? He said, oh, I got it. I first moved here. I didn't have a lot of furniture. I got it from the church, y'all. He got it from the church. I got it from the church. I need the furniture. That's all it is. He said, I got to go, though, right now because I need to go and train Nappy Weave.
Nappy Weave.
She said, Nappy Weave. Again, like you just spending this time with this Nappy Weave. So he leaves. And, I think a lot of women in here have done this before. He leaves. You don't feel right. So she started going through the apartment, y'all, going through everything. She sees a comb with hair. She's like, he ain't got no hair. She said some of the stuff that she had left behind was gone or hidden deep in the bottom of the cabinet. She found clothing that clearly could not be his, but was clearly not hers. It was too large. But, she said, I'm not gonna show my hand. I'm going to just play it off. He got home. She said, all right, well, it was a good time. I'm going to leave. He goes off to Memphis and does what he needs to do. And best friend just, slows communication down, pulls back, doesn't really talk much, not really responsive. He comes back finally, a week and a half later around Valentine's Day. She was kind of missing. She said she stuck around for 3.5 years. She said it was good. She's, had a little outfit thing. But she says, you know what? All right. So she hits him up. I miss you. How you doing? What you doing? He says, oh, it's Nappy Weave's birthday. Nappy Weave again, popping up in here. He says, do you want to go? She says, no. Why do I want to go to that? He says, okay, I'll call you later. Well, investigative skills kick in here, y'all. She goes to the Instagram, types in Nappy Weave's name, whole name, can't find her, first name, finds her. Pops up, private page, sends a request. Best friend's waiting, not getting a response, keeps unsending it, resending it, unsending it, resending it. Finally, she says, F it, I'm going to just jump into the DMs. She jumps into the DMs and politely just says, you keep spending all your time with Mississippi Pimp. What's going on here? That's my man. What is really going on here? Please let me know. 30 minutes later, gets a response. The response starts off with a first of all. Nothing good comes from a first of all entrance of a sentence.
True.
She said, we've been together for 7 months. We're in love. You got me fucked up. In fact, he's here with me right now. As soon as she reads that, guess who calls right away? Mississippi Pimp gets on and calls right away and says, this is really childish of you. I can't believe you would do this. 3 days later, 3 days pass. She calls again and he says, okay, I really do. I messed up. I want to be with you. She says, well, you need to call Nappy Weave and tell her that you don't want to be with her. Again, we have another 3-way call, y'all. Tells Nappy Weave he's done. I don't want to be with you. I'm done. Nappy Weave is like, fine, forget you. I don't even want to be in this mess. Brings up the pink chair again because you got to bring back some of the old stuff, right? He sticks with the church story, y'all. Holds on to that church story. So now they together. Months pass. Everything is good. And all of a sudden he pops up and says, hey, this drive is kind of happening. I think I want to get a place closer to you so that when I'm there, I don't have to drive as far. So I'm going to get this place here. She says, all right, cool. That sounds great. Well, things are going great again. We're getting towards the end of the next year. Again, he always seems to bring up parents. He says, listen, towards the end of the year, I got to go take care of my mom. I got to do some things. She's like, all right, no problem, babe. That's totally fine. She's at the place. She goes to take a shower, and she wants to play some music. Best friend's not very familiar with Apple products, sees his iPad, goes to the iPad to play some music and sees missed calls on the iPad. She's like, how the hell? So she closes and locks the bathroom door and proceeds to investigate yet again and sees all these messages, text messages, phone calls, I love yous, cash apps, all of these things. She comes out and confronts him yet again. He hits her with the let me explain. She goes through everything. Guess who's still there? Nappy Weave is still there, saved as his job. So every time the job was calling, it's Nappy Weave on the phone. He goes and he finds ex-wife on there, calls the ex-wife, y'all, and says, "What is going on?" Ex-wife spills the tea. Ex-wife said, "You need to stay away from him." 2 days after we got married, he was on a dating site. And she says, "Yeah, but listen, how does he have time? He moved his apartment, he left his old apartment over." She was like, "Left his apartment?" The ex-wife says, "That's my apartment. I kicked him out." She said, "Is that your pink chair?" Y'all, the pink chair was the ex-wife's chair, y'all. Pink chair did not come from the church. It came from the ex-wife. Ex-wife said, "Listen, he be on these dating sites. You need to just stay away." In fact, she goes, "Where did you say he moved to?" "He moved to like North Hollywood." She's like, "That's not his place. He moved away with TG. That's the whole." She said, "What?" So got off the phone with the ex-wife, calls TG, confronts TG. TG said, "I knew something was wrong." And we go through the cycle again, y'all. She confronts Mississippi Pimp. Mississippi Pimp says, "I messed up. I'm gonna go get my stuff from TG's place and we back with you." And from that point forward, y'all, best friend said it was a 2.5 year long back and forth.
And can I add this? Can I say one thing? For starters, he was not a personal trainer.
Well, why would you?
2, he was not a manager at Costco. He was a tire tech. 3, Nappy Weave was never training for the LAPD. She was in college the whole time. 4, the dad was never sick. When he went out there, he went to go see the ex-wife, never the dad. So he lied on the dad's sickness. I told his daddy on him too. His daddy was mad. And 5, the last time he was going to go out there, and he said that he was going out there for his mom. Technically, he went with me to Vegas. Well, he was told the other women that he was going to Vegas. Going to go see his mom still. So when I looked in the Apple Watch, I seen "I've landed." "I see you when I touch down," all these things. So you may say at the end, what did best friend do? I made him change his phone number. He got on my phone plan. It never stopped. He created sideline numbers and the rest of it.
Does anybody have any questions in the box? Y'all sat here through this whole thing.
I want to know.
All right. Go ahead, go ahead. We're going for left, right. Jaeger.
I want to know. I've seen this question in the comments a couple of times. Did we ever figure out whose shirt it was?
That was his ex-wife. She was a plus size woman.
Okay. All right, Rella.
Get down.
Best friend, you are a strong woman. You are a strong woman. I must say, I gotta give it to you.
How is that
There's a
strong?
lot of moments I don't know what I would do. But I want to know when he decided to tell you he was gonna cook for you. And you got the pizza. I really want to know how you felt. I'm a food person, so that kind of really ruffled my feathers. I would
I
stop
didn't really
talking.
care because my daughter was there. All kids like pizza.
Okay. Now when the
My daughter was there.
Okay. All right, Dale.
I want to know. I mean, he must got the muscles from the tires that he was changing. So I got that aspect of it. So I also would like to know in game steaming thing. You said three and a half years. Is that correct?
It's been about
3.5. Okay.
My daughter.
Okay.
I met him when
So
I was
did he?
5.
So
Sandy, she said it too.
So did he upgrade the liquor from year to year? Was it from Hennessy and then he went to Patron and then maybe went to some
Okay,
some
so
Moet?
when he
You know what I'm saying? Did he upgrade? I just want to know if there's some upgrades
when he
in the birthday.
finally moved in officially, and I got him all. Like, I thought all to myself. Well, I kind of did the first year. Then he went back to the old ways. I never had to pay rent for 3 years of my life. He paid all the rent. He also paid my car note. He would pretty much pay for anything and everything, and I asked him to cash over. On top of that, my daughter was well taken care of by him. When I decided to move where I live now is very expensive. So when we moved from there to here, I made him pay the deposit and everything. So I honestly, toward the end, I kind of used him in a way because I knew that I wanted to move. and I knew he was paying for everything. So I wanted to make sure because I got out of real estate. I wanted to make sure that I got a full functioning job, that I had money saved. My mom said, do not leave him until you have at least 5 to 10 grand saved. I had 7 when I left him. And so I wanted to make sure I calculated. After a while, like when he was cheating, it didn't even matter because I was legit making sure I had my end game. So, but he paid for everything. And my next birthday, believe me, when I tell you, best friend got, he paid my car note up for 6 months. When I tell you I got Sephora gift cards, when I tell you it was way better than the first, and Christmas was popping.
As a tire tech, what was he doing to get?
Yeah, well, that don't sound like tire tech money.
So tire techs out here, they make $28 an hour at Costco. Costco come with 401k benefits. They get everything at Costco. When I tell you at their Christmas parties, they hand out PlayStation, Xboxes, Disneyland tickets. Costco is the business, let me tell you. And on top of that, one thing about him, he always wore 2 tops at one time.
He was paying her rent. He was paying
all my rent.
She wasn't paying anything.
I didn't pay nothing. Yeah, you can. I didn't pay anything. Like the only thing he wanted me to care about was my hair, my nails, and my dog. Like my hair, my nails, my daughter, my upkeeping, my dog. And he still paid my dog insurance for even a year after I kicked him out. And my AAA, that just got discontinued 3 months ago, and we ain't been together for a year and a half.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna kick y'all out. There's some more people coming into the box with questions. Hold on. Anybody else have a question? He might have been using the next one.
And on top of that, nothing I can still call him and ask him for any amount of money. He'll still transfer it.
Best friend. You got me beat, sis.
I got you beat.
You got me beat. You got me beat on the red flags. Kudos for not paying rent for 3 years. I'ma use that one. I'ma make sure the next person that cheats on me, I'ma use that one. But so my question is, in all this time that he's going from like all these different women, like he didn't get tired? Like it wasn't like after a while you wasn't like he not hitting it the same?
No.
Can you send me his number?
It was good. Like it was like he was like, okay, look it. He was like romantic but like rough, right? He was like that romantic but rough, like, you know, like rough house you and put you where you need to be, but at the same time rub your feet, like why he doing, you know what I'm saying, holding you to, like if you want to be held, like I like to be held, so he hold me.
You don't have the same 24 hours as the rest of us, though. It's clear.
Like and he loved to give.
So my question was basically, what was it about him that kept you so emotionally attached?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I did develop feelings. I mean, the feelings were real. I legit did love him, but I was so angry because it was like, I was celibate. Like I said, I was celibate for 9 months, and so the way I looked at it is I was all in, and it kind of broke my heart that he wasn't. No, it wasn't really even a deed, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I started cutting him off. And he started using it as an example of the reason why he kept doing, like, kept cheating, because I did cut him off towards the end.
So tell me this, best friend, what is it about him that you like, after looking back at it, what was it about him that you can kind of like you over-identified? Because as women, sometimes with men, when they have issues, it's something that we identify that holds us on. You know, we feel sorry for them or something, and we over-identify with it.
Like, he was from Mississippi, and you know, Tunica, Mississippi is a very, very small town, and he used to be a little bigger or whatever. He didn't used to dress like when I met him, you know, and so when he came out here, he started, lifting weights, and he started legit really transforming. And so he was already had like lack of self-esteem. Mm-hmm. And for me, it was like, Like when I bought him some socks, like y'all may laugh at what I'm gonna say, but like when I bought him socks and stuff like that, whatever. Y'all may laugh, but like he cried. He's like, I've never had anybody to ever give me anything or whatever. Growing up, we didn't. You feel me? We didn't grow up with nothing. So when I would buy him stuff or like do things for him, he really would appreciate it. And like, when I say crying, like I appreciate you. And he did tell my mom, because I had my mom come and read him. And my mom came and was like, she told me off, like he went downstairs to go do something. My mom was like, I know what his problem is. I was like, what is his problem? She was like, he got a sex addiction spirit. She's like, he's addicted. And then she said this, I never even told my mom what happened. She was like, he got a sex addiction spirit. And
so what would you say your reward was? Because with everything you do, there's a benefit and a reward to it, right? In that relationship, what would you say that the benefit and the reward was for you? When you figure out those things, ladies, this goes to everybody who's in a toxic relationship. When you figure out that, those are the things that keep you there in the relationship. Because there has to be some kind of reward for you to stay.
Well, the reward overall, it wasn't like I'm that. Can you stop? I'm that type of woman where like I always told myself, like if a man cheat on me, I'm gone, right? Like I thought that would be me. But when you do love somebody and women, y'all can't like you. It's easier said than done when you're in the situation, because especially when you're like in it. Like we did together.
I've been there, done that. I'm not judging.
Right? No, I'm not. I'm asking you a question. Right? I'm asking you a question. So
it sounds like
right. So let me answer your question. So at the end, it became more financial because I knew I wanted to leave, but I knew that I had to leave smart.
Right.
So at the end, it was financial. And if you ask me what did I gain out of it, I gained my place is amazing. Like where I live, I wouldn't have been able to get with one income. I live very lavish. I would have never been able to live here without him. And I knew this was my end game. And my mama told me straight up, she was like, stack your money, get where you need to go, and kick him out. And that's exactly what I did.
Okay. And so after that relationship, how is your self-confidence, self-esteem, self-worth?
My self-confidence is amazing. Shortly after trying to get over him, and I told the story at the end of Chris Casper's show, and which was a great show, and it was where I actually got on this app. So how I am a streamer now, this is how I became a streamer. What happened was I knew he was cheating and stuff. So instead of sitting, crying all over and laying in my bed wondering what he was doing, I was like, let me stream. So I streamed him. Being a streamer, you stream for so long, you forget time go by. I forgot he ain't called. I forgot, you feel me? And I didn't care. So when he would come in, my door was locked. So he had no choice but sleep on the floor in the living room because my door was locked. And sometimes I locked the doors and the front doors, so then he was sleeping in his car most of the time. I was doing him wrong at the end. And when I say all his clothes disappeared, all his clothes disappeared. And then I got more into the app, and then he was like, what are you doing? Why are you on the app? And at that time, like I said, I knew what I was doing. He still paid my rent for the next 6 months. I kicked him out, and boom, boom. The reason why and people ask us all the time in my life, like, why best friend, why you not in a relationship now? Me being in a relationship now has nothing to do with him. Me in a relationship now has everything to do with me losing my father. And when I lost my father last December, emotionally, I'm not ready to give anybody all of me. When I'm mentally and emotionally, I have nothing to give. It has nothing to do with a man. But I'm over that. But while I was in that with him, yeah, he fucked me up. I was fucked up, man. I was driving by people's houses, jumping out of bushes.
Did he ever?
Thank you for answering my questions, and just let me put that out there. I'm a therapist. Have a good night.
You're welcome.
Thank you. You want to come up to Entanglements every Tuesday and give some therapy?
What the funny thing about it is? I'm gonna tell you a funny thing about it is. So while I was dating him, I actually got my bachelor's in family, children, and welfare, and so I'm a life coach. And so my mom said, how are you going through this, giving people advice, and you're going through what you're going through? So it is so crazy. It's so crazy because with me being a life coach and like trying to help people. But let me tell you something though. That's why they say that therapists see therapists, psychologists see psychologists, life coaches see, like, you feel me? Because at the end of the day, is like, I went through a lot with that relationship. Like, and I'm not afraid to tell the story. You feel me? At first, I was so ashamed. And my mom, every time I would call my mom with a story, she'd be like, what did Mississippi Pimp do now? Like, my mom thought it was so funny because he was always doing stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Mississippi Pimp.
All right, Dale, what was your question?
I haven't lost my train of thought. Jesus. I sat here listening to this whole conversation. Dang, I forgot. I'm sorry. I forgot.
Well,
it took 10 years. You know, I'm forgetful. Lord Jesus, help me.
all right, y'all. Listen, y'all. Can we, whoever still, those of you that stuck with the story, can we get some unicorns in the comments, please? Can we get some unicorns in the comments? Y'all, if y'all haven't already, please make sure y'all hit best friend with a fave. Best friend, please tell us what you got going on. I know you have a featured show as well.
I do.
What you're plugging?
So tomorrow is a feature show. Every Wednesday, 6 o'clock East Coast time, I have Roundtable with Best Friend. Mm-hmm. It's a show where we talk about different topics. We throw it on the table, and at the end, was able to take something off the table or what we learned. Tomorrow, we're gonna be talking about fear, which is our it's gonna be the second show is gonna be a spin-off of our mental health show. So it's gonna be a really great show. And then on Mondays, I have Rep Your City, head to head. So then oh my God, we did our second show yesterday, and oh my God, let me tell you something.
Who was it? It was New Orleans versus Houston. Who won?
It was New Orleans versus Houston. It was Nola Gang versus Amos, and when I tell you I ain't never laughed that hard in so long, they had me cracking up laughing the whole time. It is a very fun show. I wanted to do something kind of like you know, with your second show, because this show, because my Roundtable is so serious,
right?
And I done accidentally almost cried like 3 times during the show. And then, so one thing my head-to-head is more laughing, giggling. I mean, it's a great time.
And this coming Monday, it's New York versus New Jersey.
New York versus New Jersey. We have Dale for New Jersey, and we have Euro for New York. So.
What? Dale for New Jersey? Oh, Lord.
Right.
Oh, Lord. Okay. All right, y'all.
It's a very great show. So if you guys are interested in being on that show, I have a list full of cities, and when I find a proper city to go up against a proper city, I go ahead and throw it in rotation. And
8 p.m.
That's
Eastern.
8 o'clock.
8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Fantastic.
Oh, and then I have the Saturday show, and that's the Pillow Talk, and that's where girls vibe with women vibing with women, and I get women on that platform, the live platform. We put on our pajamas, we drink wine, and we talk about sex, love, relationships. We talk about all those great things that and I'm frozen. So we talk about all those great
last question in the comments was what was the $60 for today?
Huh?
Wow.
So can you I'm sorry, I got 2 puppies.
You gotta go. Listen, that's the answer for me. If y'all haven't already, please hit best friend with the fave.
No, I wasn't pulling away. So my daughter's birthday was on Saturday, and I'm a firm believer that just because you're dating someone, even if it's toxic, right? In my case, just because it's toxic doesn't mean that you pull them away from the person that you're dating. If the person that you're dating still want to have some type of relationship, right? And stop. And your kids also do too. I'm not going to stop. So he knows it's Ramaya's birthday, and he wanted to send her money for her to eat on him. So he sent her $60 for ironically, the Cheesecake Factory.
Don't you love how that's full circle? How that came full circle? You want to know what else I found was funny at the end of your story? How you said he said let's go take a trip to Vegas, and that's when everything changed. I find that ironic because you got back on the app because you went to go see your sister in Vegas. And,
Oh,
and
I
then,
didn't realize that.
so very full circle moment. So again, y'all hit best friend with the fave. Thank
All
you
right,
so
thank you guys. Oh my God, I was super nervous. Y'all didn't chew me up as much as I thought you guys was. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Bye, love. It was great. Mojo, hit the box. Mojo, play us out. Mojo, one last time. For those of y'all that missed it, please, y'all, give Mojo your attention. Y'all, thank you so much for rocking with me. This is probably one of our longest shows, but it was a great story. Make sure you hit me with the fave.
I was gonna say, I was like, what in the?
Hit me with the fave. Follow me on
It
Instagram.
was good. It was good. It was good. But
Mojo's
it
gonna
was good
play
though.
us out, y'all.
All right, let's go. Every Tuesday is entanglements. This is Chili Baby. You wanna find out my relationship? It's almost fear of the week. Entanglements. Every Tuesday of the week. Entanglements. This is Chili Baby. Entanglements. Conversation so deep. Every Tuesday of the week. Every Tuesday of the week. Entanglements. Entanglements. Oh. Y'all make sure you hit Julie with a fave. Every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Entanglements. Entanglements. Every Tuesday of the week. Entanglements. With this Julie baby. Entanglements. Conversation so deep. Every Tuesday of the week. Every Tuesday of the week. Don't every Tuesday of the week. Every Tuesday of the week. Every Tuesday of the week. Entanglements. With this Chili Baby. Entanglements. Conversation so deep. Every Tuesday of the week. Every Tuesday of the week.
Thank you, Mojo.
Thank you so much.
Y'all give it up for Mojo. Y'all make sure
You guys
y'all
rock.
hit
Thank
Mojo
you.
with the fave. Please hit Mojo with the fave. And remember his show, Name That Tune, every Tuesday at 2 p.m. I will be on the show next week myself. I'm versus Skylight.
And Skylight.
But yes, hit Mojo with a fave. Go, baby. Great music. Great fun person, period. Human being all around. Thank you so much. And thank
Likewise. Right back at you, Jelly. Thank you so much.
Love you.
Yes. Check you guys out. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye, Mojo. Y'all, isn't he great? That was so good. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for rocking with it. A much longer day show stream than usual, but great story. Upcoming things, guys. Don't forget Sundays, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Top Badge Squares, another fun episode of Top Badge Squares. Sunday, 6 p.m. Monday, this following Monday, I am debuting a new content piece right before Best Friend Show. So right before Best Friends Head to Head show at 8 o'clock. pull up here. It's a new show called Behind the Mix. So it's going to be a platform to feature the DJs on the app. So if you're a new streamer in here, looking for a DJ or just like DJs, some of your DJs, your favorite DJs, or maybe DJs you don't know yet, are going to come on. We're going to give them an interview platform. We're going to find out how they got into DJing, a little bit of their backstory, and then they're going to give us a set so we can hear the sound. So it's Behind the Mix, the story and the sound. Come through 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday, right before Head to Head. Get you some fun music, get to know DJs on the app. Every week we'll have a few that come up, and it's always fun when you get to know somebody's story, right? They're a DJ, but everybody has a story. So find a way that we can support them on this app, Thank you so much, Jay. Everybody, please make sure you follow Emoji Jay. Emoji Jay is going to start recording the shows, so you guys can go and see these replay episodes. Maybe you watch the episode, don't even need a recap. JB has Kiss 'Em or Dish 'Em on Friday nights at 9 p.m. Make sure you hit him up.